My original plan was to fly to Cairo, travel Egypt, enter Sudan, and return to Saudi Arabia from Khartoum. It has not been successful because I was rejected entry at the border. I would like to share my experience here because land crossing between countries is always tricky. Near the Aswan train station, there are a few bus companies selling tickets to Sudan. As of February 2020, the ticket price to Wadi Halfa is 250 Egyptian pound. To Khartoum, it is 550. I chose to take a bus from Aswan to Halfa. This was my ticket. It says I should be there at 1 a.m. and the bus will depart at 2 a.m. I was given a seat right behind the bus driver. You should reserve at least an extra 115 pounds to pay later for crossing the Nile River. Before 1 a.m., I arrived at the bus ticket counter. I started to meet Sudanese. Most of them speak good English. At almost 3 a.m., we started to board the bus. Please be prepared that the bus will be full of stuff. There were only 18 people, inclusive of the driver. I was so tired and slept all the way, but woke up at around 6 a.m. and saw a beautiful sunrise from the desert. At around 7 a.m., we arrived at Abu Simbel. The driver stopped at a cafe for breakfast and toilet while waiting for the ferry to cross the Nile. We started crossing the Nile at almost 9 o'clock, and it took approximately an hour. I started talking to Hussein, the Sudanese sitting next to me. He shared with me about the Sudan politics, religion, food, and how he buys things from Cairo and sells them in Khartoum. The distance between Cairo and Khartoum is more than 2,000 kilometers. Taking a bus costs 400 to 500 pounds. Taking a flight costs 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. Therefore, a lot of Sudanese tend to take a bus. The Nile crossing has been great. There was no other ferry or transportation. I felt very calm and peaceful. Here we are about to reach. After getting off the ferry, it was another round of awesome views. At this time, you will be asked to pay the 115 pounds mentioned before. They actually asked for 20 pounds extra, and I just paid that. We are about to arrive at the border. Here you have to wait together with other passengers on the same bus. You will get a ticket like this and an exit form to fill. At the Egyptian border, I waited for almost 1.5 hours to get an exit stamp. The Egyptian police asked me to hop onto a truck to proceed to the Sudan side. That is actually a very short distance, which is walkable. As a traveler, you don't need to go back to the bus and cross together with others, because that's going to take a lot of time for them to unload their goods, get checked, taxed, and etc. You can just proceed by yourself. After the Sudan immigration, you will see people to change money. At the time of my crossing, the official exchange rate was $1 to 45 Sudanese pounds, but you can get a black market rate of 95 pounds. You can join the Facebook group Overlanding Africa for the latest updates. After that, just take a taxi to Wadi Halfa and stay at the Nubian Hotel. You need to register yourself at the police station in Wadi Halfa by providing the following: a photocopy of your passport, a photocopy of your visa or stamp, a photo, and 550 pounds. For SIM card, you will see MTN on the main road of Wadi Halfa. You can get 10 gig per month for 100 pounds. They speak English, don't worry. Okay, let's get back to my case. Someone from the Sudan side came to check for coronavirus. I thought I would cross smoothly, but it did not happen. They insisted that I need a visa to enter Sudan. My friend used to cross successfully here. She met a kind officer who was willing to check. I showed them the photo of my friend. They were excited, saying they knew the man in the photo. But the officer in charge on the day was someone else. I stressed to the officers, trying to show them that Malaysians can get a visa on arrival, but they did not bother at all. They just refused to listen and asked me to go back to their consulate in Aswan, pay $100 for a visa. I was very disappointed with them. They did not even know the correct cost of the visa, which is $150. So I had to return to Egypt. It took me some time to get the exit stamp cancelled. Then the Egyptian police asked me to hop onto a bus heading to Aswan. I'm not going to do the visa in Aswan because I'm not going to spend the money due to some people's ignorance. I do not want to go to Sudan anymore. Therefore, I had an honor to cross the Nile again and enjoy the beautiful view for another time on the same day. I'm not really sure this is considered lucky or unlucky. As usual, I told myself everything happens for a good reason. Let's enjoy the view, which I might not come across again in my life.